Hello guys, welcome back in the series of online electronic shopping system using ASP.NET. In previous video, we have seen how to display a product by category wise. Based on category, the product will going to display to the user, right? So now in today's video, we are going to see with new functionalities I have added recently. Let's see what is that. Here you can see previous year it was an social icon of Instagram. Now I have replaced with this can say a van with a timer. That means it's a tracker of your order. When you click on this, you can find the recent delivery status of your product. If it is delivered, then this status or progress bar is completely in green color. If not, it's in pending, then it is half green. Okay. If you're using, if you're having a list of orders which you have purchased previously, then you are going to see this link that want to check all order products. If you click on this, then it will redirect you to this page where you can see all the order list of your product. Okay, you can find that the status of a product, that whether it is delivered or not. If it is dispatched, that means it has been dispatched from the company, that is in the way to reach the customers endpoint. Okay, and this delivery, it means it has been delivered to the user, right? So based on the color also changes, background color also changes. Now here you can see the order ID of that product. Now you can search based on order ID. If you know the order ID of your product, then you can search by your order ID also. Click. Okay, now get the details of your product based on order ID. If you want to go to home page, click here, or go to previous page, click here. Okay, and here one condition is I've said that this page is going to open if you are having order any product or not. If you are new customer or new user and haven't ordered any purchase or any product, then this page will not going to visible for you. If you have at least one order, then this page will going to open, and if you are having order more than one, then this link will going to be appear here, or else it will going to be hidden. So let's see how to do this. So first of all, we have to add this page. So I've done it previously, so I'm not doing it again. So first of all, you have to create a new page with the name user product status. After that, creating this page, in design page of user product status page, here first of all I have taken one link, that is bootstrap link, because I have used bootstrap here. So I have provided the link of bootstrap. You can find it in Google also. If you want, I can show you how to get bootstrap. You can download the bootstrap and include in your project, or simply you can get the URL which is present here. So I simply just copy this URL and paste it here. After that, I have taken some style. I have taken this style for this progress bar in status. For displaying this progress bar status, I have uses this style, that is CSS properties, and after that in the background I have given the image URL. You can see here background the van which is uh, standing on laptop, which is acting as a store, right? This background image I have added in a body tag. It's not an image, it's a PNG. So I have provided a background image URL, and I have placed the position, background position, I have placed it right, so it's displaying at the right side of the website page, and I have set it a repetition, that is no repeat. After that, I have taken several div tag. In the first div tag, I have given the align is equal to center property. After that, some space, some character space. After that, I have taken here one marquee tag. First of all, let me introduce this marquee tag to you if you don't know. This is an HTML marquee tag which is used to, you are seeing this moving vehicle van. This is because of marquee tag of HTML used to uh, move the object which is placed inside this marquee tag. So I have placed this image which is of a van inside this marquee tag. So I have given the property direction left, so it goes from right to left, right? So that's why we have to give the direction is equal to left, and the scroll amount, the amount which is coming from the CS page. After that, the based on this amount value, it will going to uh, move this van or just stop at the center. I have logged in from this ID, that is just go to home page and check the login ID, that is rahul@gmail.com. Now log in with another ID, that is anil@gmail.com. Now here you can see with this, here the order of this product is delivered. Now here you can see that this delivery or van is now stopped. It's not in moving state, right? Just because this product is been delivered, so I have set this functionality to this marquee. So based on this scroll amount value, it is going to be decide that the image placed inside this marquee is going to be in moving state or not, based on the scroll amount value, and this value is going to be come from the CS page .cs page. Okay, so we will look afterward what value which is coming from CS page. After that, inside that I have taken one center tag, and within that I have taken one image tag. After that, in the image tag I have given the image URL from where the image is going to be displayed. Okay, after that, the end of marquee tag, and here I have taken one HR that is horizontal line. You can see here the red color line is horizontally placed down to the van. This down to this image, this horizontal line is placed in between with the HR, that is horizontal row. Now after that, I've given some space and taken h1 header tag with the color value this, and the delivery with the text as recent delivery status. After that, I've taken one bold tag with with the text as order ID, and after that I've taken the label for displaying the order ID. You can see here the order ID is displaying inside the label tag or label control, you can say. After that, this div taken the another div, that is for displaying the progress bar. So I've taken here class progress, which is used in CSS here. Can see here this uh, properties is been used in this style, that is CSS. So after that, inside this div I have taken one UL tag. Inside that I have taken li tag. UL here on order list, li is the list. Inside the list I have taken the I tag. In that I have given the class. This is the class of the bootstrap icon, that is check. You can see here this the check icon present in this inside the circle for the dispatch and for the delivery. For adding that icon I have taken this bootstrap icon class here, and the area hidden is equal to true. After that, inside this p tag, that is paragraph tag, inside that I have taken one bold tag with the text dispatch. This is the first list, okay, and inside this second list I have taken for deliver. This is for dispatch and this is for deliver. And notice here two progress bar which is starting from dispatch, which is end to deliver. So I've taken two lists inside the unordered list. After that I've given two break tag. After that, one div tag with the align soul center property and given some character space. After that, inside that I've taken one hyperlink, that is want to check all orders product or not. It's a hyperlink, so I've given the navigate URL page link here with the background color. I've given the back color, font bold true, for font size large, and the faux color is white, border color is white. You can see here this hyperlink I've given here. Now after that I've taken the last div tag with the align equal to center property. Inside that I have taken one hyperlink inside that is for go to home page with the text as back to home page. Navigate URL is for the home, which is our default page. I have given the back color, that is dark orchid, font bold true, font size large, font color white smoke, for border color white. So this is a design page of our user product. Let's see inside this user product status, sorry. But before seeing this, let's see how to add it in here in our master page. You can see here that previously it was here social icon of Instagram. I have replaced with this new icon. So how to do that? First of all, go to our default.master page. Here it's starting in after inside the body tag, within this table tag. Here you can see in this table data, the first image button for Facebook, second image button for Twitter, the third button was image button was for Instagram icon. So I have comment out this code for image button, which is displaying for Instagram. I have taken the new image tag, image button. I have given the image URL of this image, that is delivery status, and I have set the here process validation equals to false. And on clicking on this image button, this event will going to call, and this event we are going to see inside this default master.cs page. So rest of the same code as the previous one, we have to add this event, image button 3-click event. Inside this I have taken, first of all, what it will going to do here, it will check if user is not logged in, then it will if he clicks here, let me show you. If someone clicks in this icon, if it is not login, it will redirect the user to login page. So first of all, the user must be login to access this page. Okay, now if he clicks here, it will rewrite to this user product status. So first of all, it will going to check that if this page, the session of users, that is user is login or not. If it is login, then it will going to get the user ID, that is username, which user is login in this variable user ID. Then it will take the SQL connection. After that, the SQL command, that is select star from order details, where email is equals to this, which is getting from the session of the user. So based on this, yeah, one more thing, in order details table I have added one new column. Let me show you. At previous we have 4 to 5 columns, I think. After that I have added this one new column, that is email. Let's see. Shopping DB, expand this. As I have mentioned that at previous I have in previous video I have mentioned that I have copied this database with the new name as Shopping DB. Inside this product table, product one table, I have added one new column, the column name as email. Product one, sorry, not in product one, it's in order details. Yeah, you can see here the last column is email. At previous it was till status, but I have done some further changes inside our project for this purpose, uh, for checking the delivery of a user product. So that's why I have added a column email. Based on this email, it will going to get the order details, right? So for that we have to add this email column, and after that it will going to check that the order details based on the email ID. If the user who logs in based on the email, it will going to display all the order in this query. Okay, and the output for that we are storing this in this data table with the help of fill method of SQL data adapter class. If any data present inside this data table, then it is checked, it will check that it should be greater than 0. If it is greater than 0, that means the user is having at least one product, or greater than 1. Then it will going to execute this part, that is it will redirect the user to the this page, that is we have created just now, user product status. Or else, if the session is not true, that is if it is null, that means user is not logging, then it will going to execute this else part. Inside that it will redirect the user to login page. So first of all, user must be login, and if it is login, then it should have at least order one product or greater than one product. Then it will going to redirect the user to this page, or else he will staying on the default page, that is home page. So by that, user can go to this delivery status page. So the design page of this page we have seen, and let's see the code behind page for that, that is our CS page. First of all, add starting, we have taken one SQL connection class here. I provided the connection string inside that. After that, here inside this page load, I have given nothing. I have taken nothing here just because of here I have used page event, page init event, which is coming before page load event. You know that when the page runs for a particular page, uh, there is a multiple events. At very first time, the page load event is called, and after that, all other events is going to be called. But before this page load event, page init event is called. So the reason behind for using this event, just because to get the value here, which is bind inside this design page, the scroll amount. Based on this value, the vehicle or van is deciding to whether in uh, it will in moving state or not. Based on that value, so that value will going to be get and just when the page is loaded, at that time this value should be populated here, and based on that it will going to be decide whether that image or van should be in motion or not. So that's why we have to use this event inside this page. So inside this, just before that, I have taken here one integer variable, and the important thing, it should be in public. If you know, if we haven't provided any access modifier here, that means it is in private. But we don't want it private. We want it to use or access in other page. So that's why we have to set it as public. After that, I have inside this I have checked that is not is post back. It will check that if any request is being posted to the server or not. If it is not, then it will going to call this function status, and the value which we are going to get for this variable, for binding the value to this variable in the front end, that is our in .exp space, for binding that value we have to call this function data bind function. It's an inbuilt defined function, but we have defined this function for our purpose. Let's see what inside this inside that function, that is status. So it's a void function, that is that means it's not going to return any value. So let's see inside this function, first of all it will going to check the user is login or not. If it is null, that is not login, then it will redirect the user to the login page, or else if it is login, then this part going to be executed. So first of all, I have taken here three string variable with the name, status, order id, and user id. First, this status and user id I have set as no value to this variable, but for the user id I have taken the value from the session of the user name. If the user is login, then this session will be true, and on that session it will going to fetch the user id or username from that. Now after that, now here it will going to check that the latest or recent order which is made by the user will going to fetch that order and going to display in here this page. The recent, that is the last order which is being made by the user, will going to fetch from the database and going to display here. This order id you can see, this is the last order which is made by this user, which is uh, let's see which user is this Anil. This user has made the recent order with the order ID this. So to fetch this recent order, we have to provide this SQL query, that is select star from order details. Order details is our table name, if you know this one, which I have modified with the column new column email. After that, I have given here inner join. This is a new thing for you, I know. Those who don't know, let me introduce this inner join. What is the purpose of using the inner join in SQL query? Uh, Normally we are getting that data from a single table, then it's fine. If we want to get the data from multiple table, then uh, we are using this inner join. It will join both the tables and get the required data from both the tables which is required. So select star from order details table, inner join. It will get here select max, that max function of order date as the latest date. The value for getting from this order this max function with the name as latest date and email as user ID, which is coming from order details, which is going to be grouped by email. Suppose if the email of this user, that is anil@gmail.com, if it is having multiple orders in the table order details, then it will group it with the name anil@gmail. It will group all the records which is uh, which is having the email anil@gmail.com, and if it is having another Gmail, then it will group with that email ID. After that, it will going to be get the sub max on order details, that is order date. Inside that, if you are using inner join to get the what can say the column name of a table, for a particular table, then we are using the table name dot and the column name, that is order date. Here order details is a table name, and inside that order date is present. See here the order date column is there for the order details table. So the value from that, it will going to be get it from your the submax dot latest date. Inside this submax, I have given the alias for this data which is coming from here will be name as submax. So it will uh, from submax it will going to get the column latest date. The latest date column is coming from this the data max of order date, and order details dot email. The email we are going to get it from submax dot user ID. The user ID we are going to get it from here user ID, which is coming from email. After that, where email is equals to the user ID, the user who is logged in here will going to be get the value that. Based on that, it will going to be display the latest the current order placed by the user, and we'll going to store in data table. After that, we have to fill the data in the data table. We have to use the fill method of SQL data adapter class. Now we have to check that if it is 1, why we have checking with the 1, because we are going to get only one records, which is the last order placed by the user. So that's why if we are going to get one record, then we are going to get the order ID from the columns present in the data table. So at the 0 column, 0 index, we are going to get the order ID, and at the 7 index, we are going to get the status. If you know here, this is the 0 index, that is order ID. At 0 index, we are going to get the order ID. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The status is at 7 index. So for the status, so we have to provide the index 7. At index 7, we're going to get the value of status. Now we have to assign the order ID value to the label to display the text here. You can see the label order ID is displaying in this inside this label. Okay, so after that we are assigning the value, that is 25. I am giving here 25, that is the value binding to this property of scroll amount of marquee tag. If it is the user is login, sorry, if it is user has any request, that is what you can say, yeah, at starting it will get the value 25 without knowing that the status is pending or completed, that is status is being delivered or is in dispatch. Without knowing that, given the year the value variable value as 25. Now it will going to check here that for checking whether the user having two or more products, or two or more orders of a product. If the user are having two or more, then it will going to here it will, for that it will going to check that the select star from order details where email. Based on this email ID, it will going to get all the records, and it is greater than 1, means it is greater than 1, then we have to visible this hyperlink. If you know, I have mentioned that if the user having the order more than one, if it is having only one order, that is the recent delivery status, then he will be going to access this page, that is user product status page. If it is having more than one order placed for him, then this link will going to visible, otherwise it is going to be invisible to the user. If it is greater than 1, if it is true, then the hyperlink going to be visible there, or else it is invisible. After that, here in, if it's check that if the latest order is there, right? If it is not there, then it will redirect the user to the default page. Suppose if the user click on this and he hasn't ordered any product yet, then it will redirect the user to the default page. So let's see any user we are having with that or not, which haven't placed any order yet. Order details, yeah, in that let's see the data. You can see the email ID. I have created here one new with the only one record, that is TTU. Okay, let's log in with that TTU gmail.com. Now here you can see there is no other email with this email ID, right? That means this user has ordered only one product. So I have logged in with this. So it has been ordered at least one product. So it will allow to access this page, right? And the status of that product is in pending, right? So that's why this van is in moving state, or else it's been paused or stopped at the center of this page, and this progress bar will be whole green, but it's now in pending, that is dispatched and not delivered. So this van is moving and the status bar is half green. So what we are seeing, yeah, here, if it is not having any product or any at least one product, then it will redirect the user to the default page. That means he will not be going to be access this page, that is user product status page. If he at least having one product or greater than one product, then it will be allowing to use this page or access this page. Now you got it. Okay, so here it will check that the status of the order is its, if it is complete, then the set the value uh, data as 0. At here starting, by default I've set the value 25. That means this is for the status pending, and here it will check that the status is complete, then the value will be going to be 0. If the value is 0, then this van will be uh, not going to be in motion, it will going to be stopped at the center position. If it is not going to execute this part, that means it is in pending status, then this go van will be in motion. You can see for this case, the order ID for this case, this order has not been delivered, that's why it is in moving state. Based on that, it will set the value of that. So we have to mention two things if the order status is delivered. If it is delivered, then this motion of a van is not being going to be happen, it will going to stop at the center, and this progress bar also going to be fully green in color. And we have seen for this moving van. Now let's talk about this progress bar. If it is complete, then it should be whole green color. For that, it should, I have given here, I have linked this CSS page with this piece of code, with this line of code. I've added this CSS page. Inside that, I have done the styling for completing this whole grid for the progress bar. For that, I have provided in the CSS folder. I have taken one one CSS. Inside that, I have provided this style. This first one will going to do the color to the icon. We're going to fill the color with the icon in green color. At starting, it is in gray color, light gray color. If it is in complete state, then it will going to be color in green, this circle. And after that, for filling the status bar, the color for filling the colors of for the status bar, that is here. After this green, you can see the line which is in gray color, that is our status bar, progress bar, which is in starting at green. If it is complete, then it should also be in green color. For that, this style is being given. Okay, so where we are, this in this page, yeah. So for adding the CSS style based on the condition, we have to provide this line of code for linking the CSS page. So this much we have seen. Yeah, I have to mention one more one more thing, that is we have added this column, new column, that is email, but we have used this table order details at previous somewhere, if you remember. So there we have to add the with the new column, this which we have added, the email column. Otherwise when we are going to execute that page, it will going to show as error, because we have not specified the new column which is added the which we have recently added. So go to that page which is inside the place order page. Let's see, place order in the code behind page. Let's go from here, view code, here where we have used order details. Here actually we have used here at one place is, that is this one. Here we have used this table, so we have to add the new column, that is email, right? And the value getting from for that columns, we have set, we have to set this, the session name, the that is user session name, that is email id which is storing in this session. So for email column we are going to get the value from the session. So after that, this pending, we have to add this part. Okay, now it's been completed here for this page. So go to home page. mm, I think this video is been now lengthy, more than the usual one. Let's see how much I have opened. Yeah, yeah, it's already 44 minutes. So I am stopping here. I hope you understand this. If you have any query or doubt regarding this, you can ask in the comment section, or you can join my Telegram group. So thank you for watching. We'll going to meet in the next video. Till then, bye. Take care.